All right. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Lisa Blaisdell, and Kristen Finley and I are so excited to welcome you to our Shred 10 webinar. You can call it whatever you want, information Zoom. And we're super excited to share this really remarkable, simple, doable health program that we offer, and it's just such a great way to kickstart your health. And I love that we're doing it. We do this every month of the year, and I think a lot of people think of January as a great time to shred, but I love shredding in October. I think the summer can always be a little hectic and indulgent because we're vacationing and there isn't as much routine. But we're also heading into the holidays where it's really easy to fall off track with your health. And I just love taking 10 days to reset and get back on track and flood our bodies with incredible nutrition and just really feel better than ever. So I'm going to turn this call over to Kristen Finley, who is an incredible friend and colleague. She is a registered dietitian and a personal trainer, but really and truly, she is passionate about this program and how it's changed her life. So I love that she's willing to lead us tonight in this information. So take it away, Kristen.
All right. Well, like Lisa said, I love this Shred program, and I am a dietitian and personal trainer, but it doesn't take a dietitian and personal trainer to do this program or to lead this program. So any one of us is totally capable. It just so happens that that is also part of my life. So I'm excited that you're here to learn more about Shred 10. It's the Shred It, Live It, and Share It. So hopefully it's a program that you can follow for 10 days to either jumpstart your health or like most of us that kind of keep doing this is to make lifestyle changes that we do 365 days a year. And then we live it, and hopefully you love it so much that you want to share it with others that you think would get benefit from this program. So I just want to say, why do we need a program like Shred 10? And I think we can all agree there's a few trends in our world today that are kind of startling. And the first one is all of the environmental toxins that are in our environment, from the air we breathe to the water that we have, our soil, our the grass outside our house, to the products that we put on our skin, to the food that we eat. We're ingesting toxins all the time. And speaking of the things that we put in our body, the things that we eat, we are bombarded. The grocery store today is totally different than the grocery store of 50 years ago or 60 years ago. We are bombarded with, as you can see, preservatives, flavor enhancers, growth hormones, artificial this, artificial that. I heard somebody say on a call, I gotta remember who that was, but she said there's no such thing as junk food. There's food, and then there's just junk. So I really thought that was a comment that really grabbed me. A lot of the food that we're eating is not really food, and in fact, our body doesn't really even recognize it as food and has to process it like waste. And so it takes up a lot of what am I trying to say? It uses a lot of resources in our body to get rid of all the stuff that is in there. Let me explain a little bit, because I think everyone, when they think of Shred 10, they think of it's a diet. Am I going to lose weight? I mean, everyone thinks of that. And I first want to say that the Shred 10 is not a diet. But that being said, we know that the Shred 10 does affect the fat in your body. So when our bodies become full of toxins, as you can see by the little black dots in this picture that's up on the screen, what happens is that it's pretty damaging to all of our vital organs. Those toxins are damaging to the brain, the liver, the kidneys, the heart. And so as a protective mechanism, those toxins get enrobed in fat molecules. And so the good news is that it protects our vital organs. The bad news is those fat cells get bigger and bigger because they start enrobing more and more toxin and having to have more and more fat to enrobe all that toxin that we can't get rid of that fat. And so what happens is we burn we decide, oh, we got too much fat on us, so we want to burn the fat off with exercise, with exercise and reducing our calories, and so the fat comes off, but we haven't really done what we need to do to get rid of those toxins in the body. And so, as you can see by the man in the middle, the man actually gets thinner, but he's still full of toxins. And so what happens is the body immediately starts looking for more fat to re-enrobe those toxins in. And so we kind of have this rebound, and that's why that's that weight gain that happens shortly after you go to all that trouble of burning off the fat through exercise and diet. But there is a better way, and that is really a cleansing. And that's what the Shred10 is all about. It is a detox and cleansing program. So what we aim to do with the Shred is to actually get rid of the toxins. And as we can see by the middle guy, now we detox and cleanse, and we get rid of the toxins. And what happens is the fat sheds off with those toxins. But the good news is we don't need to look for more fat because our toxic load has been reduced. So weight maintenance is so much easier when your body is cleansed of toxins. And how do we do that? How do we cleanse and detox? And the answer is plants. Plants contain phytonutrients, and phytonutrients are really the key to detoxifying your system. So when it comes to how, like, so everybody has a certain amount of waste that they produce every single day, and our body has to deal with that through antioxidants, through phytonutrients. That's how we cleanse our body. And in a normal body, we need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day to do that efficiently. To cleanse and detox, we might need even twice that. We might need more than that. We do need more than that. So it is really impossible to cleanse and detox with food alone. We just could not eat enough fruits and vegetables every single day to really do that process effectively. So on the Shred, we rely on a product called Juice Plus capsules and shakes. Juice Plus capsules, and then the Juice Plus Complete are the shakes, to add more plants to our diet. So we still are encouraging people to eat as many servings of fruits and vegetables a day as they can, but we're also adding 2 of each of the capsules, 2 red, 2 green, 2 purple, and 2 shakes a day. And by doing that, we are putting 45 different plants in our bodies every single day. And the plants that are listed on this screen are the plants that are contained in the products that you see on the screen. Okay, so let me talk just a few minutes about willpower. We all think that some people have willpower and some people don't have willpower, but actually, you guys, willpower is it's a mechanism of blood sugar. So if the blood sugar is stable in that zone of willpower between 100 and 125, then we tend to have pretty good willpower in that zone. But what tends to happen is we get a little bit hungry. We eat something very sugary or starchy. Think of your candy, your crackers, your quick carbohydrates, your things that don't have much fiber or complex carbohydrate to them. And the blood sugar goes high immediately. And then insulin comes to the rescue when the blood sugar gets high, and it makes that blood sugar start to come down. But as you can see by the light blue line, what happens is we eat something sugary. It goes into the blood. That blood turns into sugar. The sugar goes up high really fast, and then insulin comes to the rescue. Now the sugar starts going down, 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 and now it dips below that line of willpower. And once it goes down below that line, somewhere between 1.5 hours and 2 hours, we start feeling hangry, and we're going to raid the pantry and eat whatever is there that we can have. And we don't want that. We want to keep those blood sugars nice and stable, like that dark blue or black line that's in the zone of willpower. And how do we do that? We put the right kind of carbohydrate into our body so that it is released slowly and steadily. And those carbohydrates are called low glycemic index carbohydrates. And so that is what we want to put into our body. It's going to put the sugar into the blood slow and steady, so that hopefully we keep those blood sugars within that zone of willpower, and we don't dip down into the hangry or, you know, eat everything in sight mode. And so these shakes, that is really, the shakes are the huge component of keeping those blood sugars in that zone of willpower, because they are food, and they're a low glycemic index food. These are actually considered macronutrition. So your carbohydrates, your fats, your protein, versus the capsules that I showed a few minutes ago, those are your micronutrition. Those have vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and phytonutrients in them. So they're not really, they are still considered food because they are just fruits and vegetables that have been dehydrated and put into capsules, but the carbohydrate, the macronutrition part of that nutrition has been pulled out. The carbohydrate has been pulled out. So, and most of the protein as well. So you're just left with the nutrition, the micronutrition in those capsules. But these shakes are actually macronutrition. They're going to give us food, and they're going to keep those blood sugars within that zone of willpower. They're vegan and non-GMO. They're gluten and dairy free. They have a plant-based protein. And what I really love about them is that they do contain oligosaccharides, which act as a prebiotic. So we have good bacteria and bad bacteria in our gut, and we want to have a high percentage of good bacteria. And what do those good bacteria eat? They eat oligosaccharides. So the more we can feed them good food, the more they're going to proliferate. What do the bad carbohydrates eat? They eat like sugar and carbs and everything, all the bad stuff. So that is why, you know, that is what these shakes do. They keep your blood sugar in the zone of willpower, and they also are going to be really good for your digestive system. The shakes are awesome, you guys. I drink one almost every morning for breakfast. My favorite blend is to go a little bit of almond milk, the shake powder, frozen cherries, and the chocolate complete. That's one of my favorites. I also add a little bit of avocado into a lot of my shakes. It just makes them a little bit smoother, takes any grittiness away. But they mix well. I've had them with water. I've had them with just plain ice water. I've had them with coffee. In the winter, I'll drink them in coffee. I drink them with all kinds of stuff, and I love them. So I will drink it for breakfast most of the time, but I also love to use them for pre and post workout too. A lot of times it just becomes my dinner, you know. So a lot of times it's just my son and I home. My husband travels a lot, and so I'll make him something, and I tend to just have one for dinner as well. But they're great, and they're an integral part of the shred. The omega blend, I'm not going to talk too much about those, but we know that omega fatty acids are good for the heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. And this is a new product that Juice Plus has come out with just in the last few years. And our omega is all plant-based. So where a lot of omegas come from fish oils, we skipped the fish and went straight to what the fish eat, and how they get their how fish become high in omegas is by eating algae. So this product just has the algae plus a bunch of other seed oils in them: pomegranate seed, buckthorn berry seed, raspberry seed, tomato seed. I think there's a couple more. It's a full spectrum of omegas because it does have all those different plant seeds. So it has the 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 omegas, all in the ratios that they are intended to be in because they come from the whole plant. They're cold pressed, and even the capsules are vegetarian. They're a tapioca capsule versus a gelatin capsule. What we want to do in this shred is we really want to spend 10 days shredding the food, toxins, and habits that aren't serving you, and then to add in some healthier habits. And let's just look at what the guidelines are for the shred. So what we want to do is, first of all, add more real food. We want most of our meals to be based around plants and eating as many servings of fruits and vegetables per day as you can. In addition, you're going to be taking the Juice Plus Trio capsules and 2 complete shakes a day. Again, that's going to put 45 additional plants in your body every single day. We're going to drink plenty of water. We're going to sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. Our bodies detox when we sleep, so sleep is absolutely imperative when you're shredding. And I mean, that is a habit that I've been working on for a couple of years that I have got much better at, and it really is important to your health. We're going to exercise most days. We lose toxins through our sweat. So we lose toxins through all of our body fluids. So sweat being one of those, we want to get our sweat on so that we can detoxify as much as possible. We're also going to eliminate foods, and I'm not going to go into too much why we eliminate foods, but in the Shred Guide that will come with every Shred purchase, you will get an e-Shred Guide book for free. It will go into huge rationale for why each guideline is there, and all the rationales are written by health professionals. So really good. You'll get really great information on there, but all the foods that we eliminate, for one reason or another, they either tie up the pathways that we normally detoxify our bodies through, like alcohol and caffeine. They use the same pathways to detoxify as we're trying to detox our bodies. So we want to keep those pathways as open as possible, or they create more inflammation that our bodies then have to work to detoxify. So the gluten, the dairy, the processed foods, the refined sugars, those things, those all they kind of wreak havoc on our bodies and make our bodies have to work harder to detoxify. So we want to avoid those foods. Eating after 6 p.m., we really want to give our gut a rest at night and allow it to digest. Or I'm sorry, we want to not be digesting. We want to use our energy for detoxifying instead of digesting. So that is why we have that guideline. And I just want to say here that the only thing that you purchase for this Shred are the shakes and capsules. So other than that, the Shred Guide as an ebook comes to you for free, and it's that comes to you for free. We also have a Taste the Shred cookbook that is full of recipes, and that is free as well. And you also, I think the best part is you get put in a Facebook accountability group that will support you and give you ideas and be there every single day to really cheer you on as you go through this process. It's only for shredders, so everyone in there is doing this together, and we're all kind of doing the whole process together. We share workouts in there, we share meal posts, we share a lot of different things. So and we have a mild accountability group. Everyone's on their own journey, but we do have accountability tracker that you can fill out every day to kind of see where you're at. So I love that. And at this time, I'm just going to share a little bit about my Shred story, and then I think we have at least 1 or 2 more people that maybe want to share theirs as well. And I started shredding 2.5 years ago. And I have done it every single month since. Some months have been awesome, some months not as awesome. But when I look back over the 2.5 years, my diet and the foods that I eat on a daily basis has greatly changed. And whoever says, that just by making these small changes slowly and steadily, I have not been perfect for the whole 2.5 years, but as a whole, my diet has changed. And in turn, my health has changed. And just one thing that happened for me, so I've had an autoimmune disease since I was 6 years old, and I have never had good control. And I started these Juice Plus products about 5 years ago, and today I use the same amount of medication that I used to use every month, now lasts me about 10 months. So my condition, I have totally turned around my health. I've gotten rid of my chronic back and hip pain, inflammation. I've gotten off of 3 allergy medications that I was taking every single day, 1 in my eye, 1 up my nose, 1 in my mouth. Haven't taken those in forever, so in years. So I am a total believer in this program. I'm a total believer that it can turn your health around, and I really think I'm a walking example of the power of the Shred. And so I don't know, Lisa, do you want to share your Shred story a little bit?
Sure. I love your story, Kristen, and you're just so passionate about this. It's so awesome. So I love to share my Shred story because it is not how I started my journey back to good health. I had been taking the Juice Plus capsules for a really long time. My family's been eating Juice Plus almost 19 years, and we did have a lot of health improvement. We started incorporating the shakes, and we were doing all of the things to add in the nutrition. And the Shred really evolved through a lot of healthcare professionals within our community, specifically Dr. Mitra Ray, who's a PhD, whose longer detoxification video I really encourage everyone to watch, that is thinking about doing the shred, it's absolutely amazing. Really helps you understand at a deeper level what's going on with the toxins in our body and why the shred is designed the way it is. It's not like a random thing. But so I was actually a little skeptical about the shred. I thought, okay, you don't need to do this to have great health and, feel better. But I could not deny the stories that I was hearing from some of my colleagues and people who had also been taking Juice Plus for a long time, and how their health really up leveled when they did the shred. So I did shred. I bit the bullet. It's only one weekend, as I like to tell my girlfriends who look forward to that wine on the weekends. And I honestly, the first couple of days, I'm not going to lie, even for me, is a little sluggish. You're getting rid of those toxins, the caffeine withdrawal. It's a real thing, but we walk you through that, you guys. We help you through. And sometimes some shreds, to be honest, I don't completely give up my caffeine, but I do cut way back. And I am feeling so much better. By the fourth, fifth day, I have a surge of energy. I'm sleeping better. That's a huge thing that I notice. And I just feel cleaner, and the bloat, like a lot of people notice the bloat going away. So I love it because for me, it is a way to get back on track, doing something that I know is safe, doing something that I know is clean, and it's not a fad, and my body isn't going to rebound as soon as I'm done with the shred. That's the key thing that Kristen talked about. So I look forward to it. And the community, I mean, I have to say that, and Kristen mentioned the Facebook community, it's really what I look forward to the most, and just cheering everybody on and knowing that you're not in this by yourself, and, meeting new friends from all over that are on the same path to good health that you are. So it really is great. So Kristen, I think, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
Well, I just wanted to say that some of the most common results, if you shred, people do find that you can read them on here, so I don't need to go through each of them. But I think what I hear a lot is the improved sleep and the increased mental clarity too. I think I hear those two a lot. But sleep, energy, increased mental clarity, and a lot of people do. I notice better recovery from my workout, and a lot of people do lose weight. We don't claim to be a weight loss program, but when you're putting that much good food in your body, and plants, which are just tend to be lower in calories than some of the other foods that you've replaced it with, people do lose weight on this program. So I think that we can be comfortable in using the Juice Plus products because it is the most researched nutritional product in the world. It says over 30 published studies. We're getting closer to 40 now. These are 40 studies that are double-blind, placebo-controlled, and written up in peer-reviewed journals. And for those of you science-minded people, that's huge. You just can't buy your way into a peer-reviewed journal. So all the big ones are included in here. So I just want to kind of, wrap it up and kind of see where you see yourself getting started. And I will tell you, when I got started, I went straight to the Shred10 package. So I'm doing the quad, I'm doing 2 shakes a day, because you know what? If I'm going to do something for my body, like, let's just go all out and do the max that you can do. There are other programs, and the person that invited you can absolutely walk you through what program is going to work best for you. But the Shred10 package is where I started, and that's what I recommend, because that's what I do. And when we look at how much that costs, we're looking at about $7.90 a day, $8 a day. Well, with the 2 shakes a day, that is essentially at least a meal and a snack, or 2 meals. So you're looking at and the shakes are about $2 a shake. So that $4 of it is in 2 meals a day. So really, that's pretty economical. But what I really like to think, I really like to stress to people is, when you look, I went to Starbucks this morning and I got a soy decaf latte, and the thing cost me $5, I think, maybe a little more than $5. I can't remember, and then a tip. So, and I got essentially, very little nutrition out of that thing. So I like to tell people that this is something you put into your food budget, and maybe you make some other concessions, that maybe you don't go to Starbucks for a month, or you only go twice a week instead of 7 days a week. or something like that. But $7.90 a day is pretty affordable when it comes to that's going to cover at least a meal and a half a day, and all the nutrition that you are going to put in your body. I went and bought 3 organic apples at Whole Foods not too long ago, and that cost me about $5 right there. And I think, man, there's no way I could go out and buy 45 different non-GMO, pesticide-free, herbicide-free, vine-ripened plants and put them into my body every single day for $7.90 a day. So for that amount of money, you're getting a ton of nutrition in your body every single day. You're gonna feel great. You're gonna love the shred. It's just a great program. If you stick with it and follow through with the guidelines, you will have a great experience. So I think with that, I will just wrap it up. And if anyone has a question or something, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Did I go?
No questions?
No questions?
Okay. Well, awesome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for, you can just quit your
There we
screen.
go.
Thank you so much, Kristen. I'm so excited. For October 7th, we start October 7th for people who are watching the replay. So get with the person who invited you. You want to make sure that you've got your complete and your capsules on hand. We do a lot of prep work. We want to get you in that Facebook page because the whole weekend before we're leading up, we've got we go live. We talk to you about, simple ways to food prep and get your week set up for success so that you can have a really successful 10 days. So thank you again so much. Thank you, Kristen. And thanks everybody.
Yep.
Have a great night.
All right.